Welcome back everybody, Chris Briggs here, and today I have a new do. I finally don't look homeless anymore. Got clean shaved, ready to go. But more importantly, we are going to finish the Peugeot 9X8 Mans Hypercar Technic set. And so far, pretty happy with this set. There are some things that I think for a $200 Technic set, LEGO definitely could have improved on or put a little more thought into to take it up to that kind of price level. But not going to get into that. If you want to hear my thoughts on how this build has progressed, check out the links below. I'll have part 1 and part 2 in the description. If you're new to this channel and you like this, check out the videos. Watch through this one. If this is the kind of thing you like, throw a sub, put a comment, hit the bell. And I hope you enjoy what you see here. So, today, bag 5, which is actually 4 bags worth of pieces, is going to finish out the front end. You can see we pretty much got 3/4 of this car already built. We'll throw the wheels on it, and we will finally have this done. So hopefully a shorter video. Everybody should be cheering at their TV right now, because apparently I'm mostly watched on the TV at this point. Still, kind of odd. But once this build is done, we are going to get out the Le Mans car from 2015, an old retired set, and honestly it was my first big Technic car set that I ever built. And we're going to see how 2015 compares to modern day Le Mans Technic. So, should be pretty cool. I'm curious how much more details coverage. Now, this set does have about 500 more pieces than that 2015 set, so you expect more detail out of this one, but that'll be for the end of the video. So, let's open up bag 5 and let's build. is done. 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 38 seconds to basically put on the front end of the car. Now, this thing looks really good. And in case you're wondering, first things first, do those actually glow like in the box? Well, let's see. That's right, they do. Can't see me, but you could see those. And actually, when I have my black light up on them, they actually glow really bright. They've kind of dimmed down because I did it a couple minutes ago, but they do give a nice little glow. It's kind of cool from a distance when you see it like that and you're just looking at the car. Now, I do wish that they made maybe the number glow, or maybe some way try to get the taillights to glow as well. I think that would have been a really cool effect. But I do like these, as you can see my fingers going over them. I think this is pretty cool. I like it. It's a nice little detail, nice little touch, kind of like when you see the night racing at the 24 Le Mans, you know, where the numbers are lit up. Some of their like accent lights like this are lit up, and it's really cool. I really like it. So glad that it actually does glow in the dark. I was hoping so, since they had that picture on the box, but you just never know with LEGO. So let's kick the lights back on. Now, overall time for this build, you're looking at 5 hours, 26 minutes, and about 8 seconds. Now, that's a give or take time. You may be quicker because there's some components on this that I built and I realized I was looking at the orientation wrong, had to rebuild it. So 5 hours, 20 minutes or less, very possible. So, look at this thing. This thing actually looks really good. This is one of the better looking Technic sets. I mean, there really isn't a bad angle. Maybe because you got this roof that isn't really connected here, but for the most part, this thing looks like a legit prototype Le Mans. I mean, I'm not gonna hold it upside down because, as we learned from the last video, this is just placed in. It's not really attached, so I could take it off and show the full look. But that's kind of everything there. And we pop it back on, we're good to go. But this, I know I'm kind of going off camera, but I want you guys to kind of get a close-up of this. This is a good looking set. This is definitely like the look of a $200 set. Now people debate that that's way overpriced because it's the LEGO tax on that, but they did a good job on this. I think this is a good looking race car. Has a lot of coverage. The taillights, the way they did them, pretty awesome. You look at them from the side and you got that kind of taillight effect. And even from the back, I mean, that's pretty awesome looking. There's the other side view. And of course, when we kind of go like this, you can see how that goes in with the arrow and everything. And then of course, we got the back side where we got like this ducktail type spoiler on it. And you have your exit points for your exhaust, and you got the wheels kind of exposed. And as on the top, you can kind of see that as well. We got our wheels right in there, and there's actually not missing pieces. That's how it comes. And for anybody interested, here's all the gearing. Here's the little warning about getting electrocuted or whatnot, because this does have an electric motor that powers the front wheels. Not this model per se, but the real life one had an electric motor in the front, twin turbo 6 to power the back, and gave it around 700 horsepower. So functionality wise, of course we got suspension, which actually, considering this doesn't have the traditional spring on each wheel, which a lot of Technic sets have, this one kind of has the Formula One, you know, Le Mans style, where it's horizontal with the chassis of the car, and it's got a good amount of travel. Honestly, this thing looks actually pretty good when it's like kind of slammed all the way to the ground. It looks pretty amazing, to be honest. So it would be nice if they maybe took a little bit of the tension out of the spring to allow the weight of the car to get a little lower, but that's just me. It doesn't quite have that effect that the Acel had, where you could actually lower the front and rear suspension independently of each other. And that set's also $50 cheaper too, so yeah, and twice as many pieces. So take it for what it is, but this definitely looks good. The hood does open. You know, it's not one of those where it opens at first and then they lock it down at the end of the set. And what that gives you is you can kind of see that spring right there. It's going to be hard with me holding it like this, but the spring will compress as you push down on the car right here. And then you could see all the steering rack and everything and all the gears if you like looking at that kind of thing while it's operating. And it closes right down. And of course, we showed earlier how the doors kind of flare open like so. Kind of like that. Little tiny doors. And for being only held on with 2 prongs, they're actually pretty decent. They don't get caught on. A little flimsy, but you'd expect that because they're not held on by much. But overall, besides a couple issues I had with this vehicle, one being interior, you know me. If you follow this channel, if you've watched previous videos, I am big on interiors, specifically seats, because my motto is if they took the time to make a detailed seat, to really put some effort in designing the seat, you know the rest of the car is probably going to be very well designed, engineered, those little details. And LEGO kind of falls flat on the seat situation. Now, like I always say, I have not built, you know, the Bugatti Chiron or any of the $400, $500, $600 Technic sets, the new Koenigsegg that came out. I would love that set, but I'm not dropping that money on it, I'll be honest. I'm sure the interiors are a lot more detailed, but for this one, for $200, I expected a little more. The details on the interior dash could have been a heck of a lot better. They really let down, especially on the steering wheel in this car. If you get this set, you will be let down. I mean, the steering wheel looks like something, you know, a 3-year-old designed. It's pretty poor, in my opinion. The other one is, of course, the sticker situation here, which we talked about in our last video, but I'll bring it up real quick. How the G looks kind of jacked and smashed compared to the rest of the font. And that's not because I put it on wrong. I put it pretty much butt up against each other, the 2 stickers that are split up. It's LEGO didn't compensate enough, kind of like overage. So when you take off the sticker and put them actually together, it forms the same size font as the rest of it. They didn't think about that one, but it got through their QA, and now you get to look at it like I do. So maybe we'll face the car like this. But like little things like that, and also for some reason the connectors on this set did not want to connect. I don't know what it is, maybe it's just the ones I got, but the connectors for this set were a complete pain, killed the fingers like nobody's business. They did not want to snap together, which is unusual for LEGO. I usually don't run into that issue. Usually I do with like alt brands or not quite as well put together brands, but this one, it hurt the fingers. In last video I had a full hand cramp where I couldn't even open my hand because it was cramping up so bad. Other than that, I mean, I know it sounds like a lot of complaints, but this looks good. Like I said in my first part of this, I got this for $60 off because Amazon was running a special. If you want to get this set, I say keep an eye out, look for it. I know Lego.com, this set is actually sold out. But if you go to Amazon, you may be able to catch a deal. I got $60 off. That's why I pulled the trigger on this one to buy it and add it to the channel, because I've been watching it for quite a while since it came out, but I didn't want to pay $200 for it. And challenge-wise, it's a challenging build. There's a lot of little complications. Sometimes you feel like you need 3 hands to hold a piece together, but honestly, it's fun. I enjoy challenging builds, even if I screw stuff up. I don't care. It's still fun, and I enjoy putting these kind of cars together. And I like Le Mans series, so that's another win. It's not like they produce a bunch of Peugeot Lego sets, so this is kind of what you have. But give it one more. The rear 3/4, which actually I think is the best view on this car. The front looks really cool with the glowing strips and everything, but those taillights, man, they really they really set the car off. They really make it like, this is awesome, futuristic car. And I think it looks really good. So overall, for the most part, LEGO did a great job with this. It'll be your decision if you want to drop the dough on it or wait to see when it goes on discount. But I definitely recommend it. This is overall a very nice build. So we need to bring out its older brother. Now, this set here, obviously, is Peugeot. This one is more generic. So here is the 2015. We're going back in time. This is the 2015 24-hour race car. Now, they didn't really call it the Le Mans car, but this is what it kind of looked like. And I'm going to set the Peugeot off to the side for a minute. We'll compare them side by side in a sec. But for those of you who have not seen this car before, not quite as aerodynamic and sculpted, you would say. Like with these gaps, it's almost like a little kid drew like I gotta make it this way, then we're gonna cut up this way. But this is 2015 LEGO. Okay, this was 11 years ago already. Man, it kind of looks like Panos in the front, but looks really cool. The front does open like the other ones. Now this one was in storage, so there are going to be little parts that maybe have disconnected after being moved through multiple places over the last 11 years and being in a storage bin that probably wasn't the most secure and got bumped around a lot. But I had to pull it out to compare it to the Peugeot. So you have the front there, and as you can see, there are a lot of gaps. If you look at it from the top view, it's not nearly as covered as the Peugeot or even modern Technic sets, where they got a lot of these gaps and stuff kind of covered up. You will notice, though, the wheels. These are the exact same wheels that are on that set. Literally no difference. So in 11 years, LEGO's been using the same wheel for this style of set, which is like, okay, some of the speed champions come with those cool, like, Ferrari style rims. I think we could have made a cool rim for this one, but hey, it's not my company. And for this one, you'll see you actually had to put stickers on the rims. That was actually part of it. Whereas this one is just a plain nothing on it. And although this is kind of like back in the day tech, this one actually has some cool tricks up its sleeves. Now, you can see we got the top up here like usual, turns the wheels, right? You can see the bottom, a lot less gearing, a lot less complications. You literally have like 2 gears for the whole entire suspension. You can see it's kind of off a little bit too. And even the back, you're missing all those giant, that one container that holds 3 little gears inside of it. It doesn't have that. It's just really basic, which isn't necessarily a problem, to be honest with you. You don't need complication for complication's sake. I mean, it still squats like the Peugeot, and actually it moves quite well, to be honest with you. But as I was getting to, it has a couple cool tricks up its sleeve. So this one does have the back just like the Peugeot, but this one is attached. And if you look closely, you got an extra spinny gear right here. And that is multi-function, because on this side of the car, opposite side, you're gonna see a little red, almost like a shifter right there. Now, it works almost like a transmission, because you got a neutral, you hear that click, where it does nothing. Nothing at all. But if you click it again, now you get to have some fun. Here, I'm gonna do it from this way, that way my arm isn't blocking it. So this should be, you got the doors, almost like the gull-wing doors right there. So this actually lifts the doors for you, which I think is really cool. Kind of ahead of its time type deal. And then when you're all done, you just pull them back down. Then you click twice, because middle one's neutral. Click twice, you get a new functionality now. And this is the one I actually thought it was, so that's why I turned the car. But now, you get to... Alright, come on. Am I turning it the wrong way now? No. Okay. Maybe I broke it. Maybe I pulled it too far. Let's see here. Give me 1 sec. Let's just cut. Alright, a little bit of inconvenience there, but that's the thing. This is an 11-year-old set. Things get dusty, things get creaky, things don't want to work as well as they used to. But finally got its little last trick to show you here, which I think is really cool. As you can see, it's not simply a drop-in. You can see they definitely need like silicone sprayed or something to get them moving, but this actually opens up to show you the engine with that gearing system. And what I thought they did really cool was they give you the mufflers for the exhaust that come out the back. They even have like piping down here around the car and everything for like air intake or whatever purpose they designed it for way back then. And honestly, most of the gearing in this entire car is for the functionality of switching between open up the rear part of the rear clamshell, if you want to call it, of the car, so you can see the engine and the doors. I mean, the tires and everything, you can see very basic. You got the engine, and you do have that little piece. I didn't see it at first, that one that drops in with the 3 gears, but you can see it kind of, you can make a liar out of me. There. Well, it did for a second. But, you know, this was 2015 LEGO here. And as you gear it down, sometimes you gotta give it a little inspiration here because it gets jammed a little bit. The tolerances aren't the best on it, but still overall, a pretty cool car to have. You can see the exhaust coming out of it. So, try to get both of these in view here. And honestly, size-wise, they're pretty similar. You can see how this is more sleek, this is more engineered, this is a little cleaner when it comes to the look of things, whereas this is more open, kind of that old school Technic sets, like kind of how they used to be, where it was more, I guess, about the, in my opinion, of course, more about the, you know, technical side of building it with gears and this openness. And yeah, it didn't have the body panels, but that's what you weren't going for. You were going for something kind of cool feeling in that. And they used a ton of these little rubber, I don't know how to describe them, like rubber, you know, yeah, the rubber pieces that they use for windshields sometimes. But they tend to use these a lot. I mean, I have them in 3 different spaces right at the front to qualify as body lines. And you can even tell, especially when you go like this and you see the two. And the Peugeot, of course, is much more refined. You can kind of see a lot more coverage on the Peugeot, a lot more, feels more like the actual vehicle that you would see on TV, you would see racing in that. From a side view, they are pretty much the same size, actually. If you put one on top of the other, it's funny, like the side profile, it feels so much smaller than the Peugeot. Got that there. And the Peugeot just dwarfs it. It actually sits a bit lower than the Peugeot, in almost every aspect. Even the rear wing, even though this one has like a full wing on the back, it sits at about the level of the top here. So you can kind of see. And then even the back, when we get there, a lot bulkier, a lot more simple. So you can kind of see the evolution between the two. In 11 years, they definitely made massive improvements. Even though this one, being an older one from 2015, actually has more functionality than this newer one. This one back in the day, I think was 130 for this one. And I don't know what that translates in today's dollars, but I'm sure it's not far off from the MSRP on this one. And if this one had 500 additional pieces compared to the Peugeot 1775, this one might actually have all that extra body panels. And then on top of that, it already has the functionality. One thing that this does win, the seat, although it's not really filled in, it's just a few Technic pieces. They did try to give it some kind of groove, you know, something unlike this one where it's just flat L with several Technic pieces. So, you know, between the two, this is kind of the evolution of the Technic Le Mans car. And I'm curious, what do you guys think? Do you think you like the old school one better, or are you more feeling for the newer style? Like I said, I'm kind of torn. I like the coverage, the more realistic look of the Peugeot. I think this is a great looking Le Mans car. I think it looks, like I said, amazing. Can't compliment it enough. But this one isn't bad either. And I like the functionality, and I like the little details that this one kind of lacks that I wish this one could have had, even though this is so much newer than this one. But either way, they're both going to be in my collection. You know, if LEGO decides to do more Le Mans cars, you know, we'll have some more. That's kind of them. And you can just see, it's so much more, you know, sleek and aerodynamic, where this one just feels like a kid kind of drew it. Something my son would draw, to be honest with you. And so, we got little bro, big bro, and that's kind of the comparison between the two. I know I didn't go super in depth, but this was just kind of a real, well, not really real quick, but this was just something to kind of show you where Technic has gone over the last decade or so, at least between this set, the race car set, and the Peugeot 9X8. Now, I appreciate everyone for tuning in, and hopefully this video didn't run too long. I know the end here with everything probably did run long, but thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We just cracked 150 subs, which is amazing. Thank you all very much. I appreciate the comments. I know Nicholas seems to be the comment central as of late, and absolutely love it. Whenever I see that notification bell and I see those comments, I'm like, yes, someone to maybe help out. Someone to thank, of course. I always thank you guys every time for watching the videos, because, hey, it means a lot. Because obviously if you're watching, you enjoy this kind of content, you enjoy LEGO builds, and honestly, some of you have shared your experiences with some of the sets I've done. If you've done any of these sets, don't be shy. Write it down there. What do you think? Did you not like it? Did you hate this thing? Do you think it's ugly? That's fine. I don't care. Everybody has their own opinion. I like it. I'm happy I got it, especially at a discount. And next week, we're going to be building something a lot more simple. Give my hands kind of a rest so they don't cramp up again. So we have this hint for next week. Now that hint pretty much gave it away. There is no real hint to it. It's just a set that I've wanted since I heard it was coming out. And the shelves have been completely empty up until recently. So I was finally able to get it. And I want to build it and put it on the channel. Even though those sets don't necessarily take off like other bigger sets or Nifilas and that, it's still a cool set. Gotta build it, gotta include it on the channel. So And if you're not familiar with that hint, which I guess some people are, you know, not car people, but over here, Instagram, I'll post exactly what I'm building every Wednesday or Thursday before a video comes out. Even this one, even though we've been doing this one for 3 weeks, every Wednesday or Thursday, I've been putting out an Instagram post talking about this is what we're doing for that build. So you don't even have to figure out the hint. You could just check out Instagram. I think I'm at like 880 some followers, which can't believe that either. Community's great. I really enjoy doing this, and I'm glad that you're being a part of this. And if you're new here and you've made it this far through the video, or you just scrolled to the last 30 seconds or whatnot, if you like these kind of builds, if you like alt brick builds, I try to include those too. And don't forget, fill out the poll so that way I could get more of those alt bricks that you guys like. Drop a sub, drop a comment, hit the bell. I always release videos 10 a.m. Friday every week. I've been pretty much on par with getting it at the 10 a.m. mark, with the exception of maybe 2 videos since I started this channel. So I try to be consistent for you guys. And if you have any suggestions, throw it in the comments. I am going to keep talking. So if it's shut up and stop talking, I can't control that. That's what I'm here for. But everyone have a great week and keep building.